If I thought it would help, I would eliminate myself.
Hello, I'm Jason Myatt. Thanks for coming back. Welcome back to the Jason Myatt thing. I was told by a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, that these are depressingly informative, which is exactly what I was going for. Perfect. Now if I could only get entertaining in there too, I'd be cooking with something. So get started today. 30,320 is the death toll as of right now. There are 10,000 plus under the rubble, and there is a looming famine. So it's only going to get worse. Today, instead of just saying those numbers and moving on, as I said last week, they're people. They're not just a fucking number. So today, I've got a visual representation, and you can go and look up there anytime you feel like feeling fucking awful. All right, so today I only have one thing to talk about. I'd like to talk about aid. Aid getting into Gaza, who's supplying it, who's not letting it in, and what's being done to sort of get around what's happening currently with the aid. Before October 7th, 500 trucks used to get into Gaza a day. After October 7th, there was around 110 to 125 that were getting in a day. Since the ICJ ruling came down that said that Israel was possibly committing genocide in Gaza, those aid trucks have slowed even more. There's about 50 getting in, give or take. Sometimes it's 40, sometimes it's 60. It's still drastically less than what it was, what it should be. Now, let's. I want to say something right off the bat. This has always been the goal of Netanyahu and the IDF. They said on October 9th that it was their goal to lay complete siege to the Gaza Strip, to not allow food, water, or fuel to enter the Strip. They even cut off the state of Israel supplies Gaza with water through piping, through infrastructure. They cut that water off while also sealing off the Gaza Strip, not allowing any food or fuel in. It's always been their goal. They've always wanted this. They've kept their crossings on their side, on the Israeli side, shut. The only crossing that has been open this entire time has been the Rafah crossing. Rafah is not meant to handle the amount of aid trucks that are trying to get into it right now. It's impossible. It's just not meant to do what it's supposed to be doing. And the Israelis have also bombed the Rafah crossing. Once right after the October 7th conflict started, and then they've been bombarding the area of Rafah a lot quite recently. And so it's just, the bombing, the Rafah's not meant to take in the amount of aid that it's bringing in, and the bombing just makes it worse. After months of international pressure, the Israelis did actually open up one of their crossings called Abu Salem. It's the Abu Salem crossing. They did that about a month or two ago. It is a larger crossing. It is meant to take in, it's got many more lanes to allow trucks in. It has more area for trucks to stop. It's a larger crossing with more places for checks to be done. But since it's been opened, only a trickle has gotten through because of Israeli inspections and because of protests by ultra-nationalist Israelis who don't believe that Gaza should be getting any aid whatsoever. I've spoken about that before. The Israeli government, the IDF could easily move those people. They're one of the best crowd control forces on the planet. They just don't. The Israeli inspections are a sticking point too, because the Israelis, they're not trying to keep like bombs and ammunition out, because countries aren't sending bombs and ammunition, they're sending aid. But what they aren't letting in is fuel and things like desalination machines. If they find fuel or desalination machines on these trucks, not just that one thing gets brought off the truck. The entire truck of aid is rejected by Israel and it's sent away, making the situation that much worse. And so now they're talking about airdrops. And I was like, it's about fucking time. I've been screaming at my television for months now, saying that that was something that the Saudis could be doing, that the Americans could be doing, that the Canadians could be doing. And the U.S., Canada, UK, Italy, France have all started to drop aid into Gaza. Like I said, I was at first I thought that was great, but it turns out that that's just all a bunch of fucking horse shit too. But before I get into that, join me at camera 2, please. Hello, welcome to camera 2. Before I go on about the airdrops, I just wanted to bring you guys over here and talk about the craziest reason why this whole sort of this aid airdrop thing is just ridiculous. Is that the West and Israel, for months they've said that aid, that if we were to flood the Gaza Strip with aid, that would benefit Hamas. That Hamas would take it, they would steal it and use it, and Israel has even accused UNRWA of working directly with Hamas to give Western aid directly to Hamas, with absolutely no evidence, of course. So now we're supposed to believe that an airdrop that's going to no aid agency, that they have no idea where it's even going to fall, because Jordanian airdrops have fallen in the sea and in Israel instead of Gaza because of the wind. So they have no idea who it's going to, where it's going to land, and that is somehow miraculously not going to go to Hamas. Like, how is that even possible? Like, do they just not care anymore? Like, it would seem to me that it wasn't that they don't care now. That was never a real concern of theirs in the first place. It was a ridiculous claim to begin with, and now that we're seeing them airdrop aid into God knows where, to God knows who, it's clear that ethnic cleansing, starvation, and genocide have always been their goals, and not actually preventing Hamas from getting any aid. Anyways, join me back over on camera 1. Welcome back. Camera 2's rough, eh? Jesus. So back into it. The airdrops, they're not good. They're completely arbitrary, and they don't know who's receiving them or distributing them. They're also a fraction of what the trucks would bring in. An airdrop, like today I believe the U.S. said that they dropped 30,000 meals into Gaza. There are a million fucking people who need fucking food in Gaza, and not just a single goddamn meal. So it's a joke. It's a fucking joke is what these airdrops are. Oxfam, the aid organization Oxfam, has described the airdrops as, I quote, they would mostly serve to relieve the guilty conscience of the U.S. officials whose policies are contributing to the ongoing atrocities and risk of famine in Gaza. There it is. It's just a hollow gesture designed to make Western leaders feel better about the humanitarian crisis that they are directly responsible for, and it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop the looming famine. There have been reports of infants being brought to the hospital who are dying because they can't get any milk. There are children who are dying because they cannot get a decent meal. There was a report that came out that there were several children that died in northern Gaza because they ate poisonous animal feed, that their parents made pancakes out of some kind of animal feed that they found. The toddlers and the ones who were able to throw it up lived, and the ones that couldn't died, because that's the only fucking thing they have to fucking eat there. So it's getting to be, I don't know, it hurts me physically on the fucking inside. I just also want to point out that the West, specifically the US, UK, and France, love to say that Israel has a hand in these, is helping in these airdrops. What Israel is doing is not fucking using their F-16s to shoot them out of the sky. That's literally the only thing they're doing to facilitate this aid getting into Gaza. So thanks a lot, fellas. Thanks for not fucking shooting us down. You're a tremendous ally for not shooting our plane out of the sky. Fuck, man. This is a man-made disaster. created by Netanyahu, the IDF, and their Western enablers. And if the flower massacre on the 29th of February is any indication, getting aid in Gaza is going to be much more dangerous business going forward. Thanks for getting through. Thanks for fucking watching. Please share if you can. I had one person share last week and I got to like 50 new people just by that one share. I don't care about likes. I don't care about anything but people seeing this shit and getting the information. So if you could share it, I'd really appreciate it. Rest in peace, Aaron Bushnell.